The hippo swallowed me whole. My legs were dangling in the air. It looked like a pair of giant squirming chopsticks in its massive mouth. Inside, it was pitch black and dank. The darkness was suffocating, as it smelled like 2-week-old rotten fish. Worse, its jaws were gradually crushing me. If I didn't get out soon, my bones would turn to powder. So I struggled like never before. I kept up my violent gyrations until it exhausted the hippo, and somehow, thankfully, inexplicably, it released me. I quickly swam to the nearby shore and ran away as fast as I could. Thankfully, I only had a few major bruises to show for my near-death experience.
It's the harrowing true story of Paul Templar, a river god in the African river of Zambezi. So what's the point of this crazy story anyway? It's the missing manifestation link that holds the key to creating your best life. My name's Leigh Daniel, and I'm the owner of a 7-figure law firm, as well as the largest community of heart-centered entrepreneurs in the world. I have a question. Just like that African hippo trying to eat you while you're on the riverbank, do you often feel that kind of tension and fear of the creditors calling, the bills mounting up? While you may have survived that feast and famine cycle, are you feeling exhausted by a constant lack of finances? If so, then what I'm going to reveal to you could be the most important thing that you've ever heard. Now let's get started.
What I'm about to reveal holds the key to plunge into an ocean of abundance, where those angst-ridden quarrels over money with your partner become a barely audible whisper of the past. When you can buy anything and everything, and even treat yourself to something extravagant every so often. When you feel financially secure, knowing your family will be taken care of for years, no, for decades to come, doesn't that fill you with hope? It all boils down to a secret manifestation technique that no guru or a movie has taught you yet. It's actually revolutionary science. And you want to know something powerful? The technique I'm about to show you is so effective, nearly 100% of those who took action on it are experiencing lifestyles of joy and prosperity. I mean, through the power of this manifestation secret, I have created a 7-figure law firm in just a few short years. Even last week alone, my firm brought in $58,000, and somewhere between $25,000 and $60,000 magically show up each week in my business accounts. And no, I don't use the money to buy new toys. Instead, I use the roaring flood of resources to take care of my clients and fund an event venue known as Leigh Acres and a nonprofit called the Mosaic Creative that offers transformation through art, nature, and community. That's how I intend to change the world. And more importantly, I'm helping hundreds of others to attract the same kind of magnetic miracles. And yes, I'm going to uncover the same source of abundance for you. But before I go on, let me explain the #1 reason why manifestation efforts may be failing. If you're caught in a web of anxiety, if you still dread the weekend ending because you know the barrage of bank phone calls are coming again, if you feel like you stepped into a net and you can't untangle yourself, despite your best, here's a reassurance. It's not your fault. There's a compelling, even scientifically proven reason that you're not enjoying a full wallet and perfect wealth. Why the peers you started out with seem so much further ahead, it's because of low vibration epigenetics. What a mouthful, right? Let me assure you, while the name sounds complicated, the concept is simple. If you've been into the law of attraction for any length of time, you know that low vibration produces low vibration results, and high vibration thinking produces high vibration results. However, here's the thing. It's not quite as simple as just switching your frequency, or listening to audios to get into the theta state, or willing your way to intention. Not at all. Low vibration is actually hard-coded into your genes. In other words, all those yucky thoughts of poverty and disease and loneliness are embedded into your body. Sounds crazy, right? Enter the brand new scientific field of epigenetics. It's the study of how outside influences affect and even change your DNA. This means if you've been through trauma, it affects your genes. If you've been through bad parenting, It affects your genes. If you've been through poverty, it affects your genes. Think of it as a limb that prevents you from leaping and jumping. Here's the proof. In August of 2019, University of Berkeley study published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Science, Dora Costa and her colleagues studied the health records of nearly 4,600 children whose fathers had been POWs, comparing them to just over 15,300 children of veterans of the war who had not been captured. And get this, the sons of the POWs had an 11% higher mortality rate than the sons of the non-POWs. Other factors, such as the father's socioeconomic status and the son's job and marital status, couldn't account for the higher mortality rate. The sons of POW veterans were also slightly more likely to die from cancer. The scientists concluded extreme trauma negatively changes your body. Now let's see how epigenetics and money matters. In October 2018, a study published in the American Journal of Physical Anthropology, it shows that growing up poor actually leads to diseases later in life. That's right. If you make less money, you're more vulnerable to heart disease, stroke, and cancer. How low vibration can you get? Here's the alarming thing. You'll encounter many negative events in your lifetime. That's called life, right? The unkind words, the trauma of injuries, rejections, even just being stuck in traffic. So many things affect you. Each experience wraps itself around you like a fearsome anaconda. It's no wonder you can't manifest, because your genes don't allow you to. But here's the fantastic news. You can reverse that conditioning. Your DNA is not your destiny. And I'm picture proof of it. If there's someone who's a poster child for low vibration epigenetics, it's me. Here's my story. I grew up in rural Alabama, right smack in the Bible Belt. My dad worked at a factory. His dad worked at a factory. Even my brother works in the same factory. My mom grew up picking cotton. We were the prototypical blue-collar family. We weren't dirt poor. We had destructive views on money. We were taught that to be rich was a sin. Money's the root of all evil. Perhaps that's how you were raised as well, and you're struggling in an exhausting tug-of-war. On the one hand, you have all these negative thoughts about money, about how you should be content with your lot, you shouldn't be greedy. On the other hand, you're constantly bombarded with life situations that require the green stuff, a medical emergency, kids' college fund. So tiring. Speaking of which, my parents didn't want me to go to college. So as a result, as a kid, my family never aspired for more than their lot in life. I felt like a tiny goldfish watching life outside the fishbowl. We rarely went out to eat. I was in my mid-teens before I went to my first restaurant. Even more rare were vacations. We never left the South, much less set foot on an airplane. I wasn't able to participate in any extra activities. We can't afford it, my mom would say. That's not the worst part. Something that really bothered me was that my mom would buy me clothes from the store. I loved clothes, but before coming home, she would visit a department store just to grab the bags. She would put the cheap clothes in bags to hide the fact that she wasn't giving me the nice clothes that my friends had. She wanted to give me what I wanted, but was powerless to break out of the system she was in. How often do you feel that tension of what your upbringing tells you in your circumstances? It's misery, right? And here's the shocker. Due to the limiting beliefs, my parents chose to stay in that position. They told me countless times throughout my childhood, don't get above your raisin. It's a Southern term that's actually quite insidious. According to the historian Michael Birdwell, the notion is if you want to change your social class, you can try to change your social class, but you feel like you're forsaking your family. You're forsaking the place where you came from. And there's a real fear that if you leave, you'll become ashamed of where you came from. In other words, you don't want to get above where you're at because, again, money's the devil. You probably had the same issue. Well-intentioned but misguided loved ones who saddle you with the most stupid advice. Money's the root of all evil. Rich people are ruthless and we shouldn't be like them. The wealthy succeed because they have connections. It's no wonder you're living hand to mouth, struggling from bill to bill, not being able to buy the things you love and live the life you want to live. Picture one of those fancy, aren't you sick of this? Don't you think it's time to stop living according to somebody else's standards? It's time to get above your raisin. It's time to aim for the boundless abundance the universe has in store for you. It's time to seize the glorious destiny that was out of your grasp. It's time to tap into the prosperity that the top 1% have so you can be part of their inner circle. Don't you feel that? That hope, that love, the desire for change enveloping you and setting your soul on fire? The more you read it, the more excited you'll feel. Here's a crucial concept: the realization triangle. The fact is, if you want to manifest something, there are certain conditions that must be met: your thoughts, your feelings, and here's the missing manifestation link: your actions. Most manifestation courses, such as The Secret, dwell in the thought realm. What you believe, you receive. Some other courses tap into the feelings realm. These could be the binaural beats that help you get into the theta realm so you feel good. But here's the truth: unless you take action, you will not see results. Picture one of those fancy SpaceX rockets, bright, shiny, billion-dollar contraptions soaring to Mars. Think of the thoughts as chassis. Feelings are rocket fuel. Action launches it into space. So if I just think and feel but don't do, you still remain on the ground. And that's why so many in the manifestation community don't get the results they so achingly desire, because they don't take action. And the main reason, they don't know what actions to take. You may tap into the right thoughts and feelings, but if you don't know the exact steps to take, it's no wonder you're not reaping any fruit. Think about a recipe book versus a recipe video. Don't you agree that when it comes to complex things like making a sauce, far easier to watch Gordon Ramsay mix the ingredients on YouTube rather than try to decipher what it says on a written page? Every subtle maneuver, even the way he holds the handle, even see what the right utensil looks like. The same thing applies to manifestation. Let me take you back to the 70s. I was an avid daydreamer and I watched a lot of TV at night. Someone who was bullied through childhood with a poor financial situation, TV was a way to escape. Yet those shows were the catalyst for the manifestation miracles that came into my life. I watched shows like Bewitched and I Dream of Jeannie and put myself in those characters' shoes. In Bewitched, I imagined myself as Samantha, the witch, conjuring desirable objects out of nowhere. In I Dream of Jeannie, I imagined granting wishes like a genie, nodding my head and winking wishes into reality. By dwelling in that realm, I started manifesting at an early age. Nothing too fancy. Granted wish here, fulfilled desire there. Yet this technique of visualizing what would Samantha or Jeannie do followed me into my adult life, unleashing astonishing results. This is the secret that got me into law school. It's how I started my first business and made 6 figures in my first year from my kitchen table. Now I make more money in a week than my parents made in a year. Talk about a turnaround. Now get this, I accomplished all this despite being sexually abused in elementary school, despite being raped at 17 and carrying the shame by dropping out of my church community, despite filing bankruptcy early in my career before becoming a lawyer due to poor decisions. You too may have suffered and caught one unlucky break after another. Right now, you may feel those low epigenetic vibrations deep in your bones. And all I can say is, your past doesn't determine your present or your future. Here's the exciting thing. With what I'm about to teach you, you're going to see a massive victory. You're about to exorcise those demons that have been haunting you all this time. You're about to experience a reprogram of your mind into the permanent high vibration. I'm going to show you how. The secret is manifestation modeling. Modeling is a technique used by personal development greats like Tony Robbins and T. Harv Eker to imitate what successful people do, thereby creating a shortcut in the development of desired skills. Just as I modeled Jeannie and Samantha, you can model me. Simply imitate the results of years and years of practice, breakthrough, and insight. Skip over the decades of trial and error and see the magnetic actions I take to unleash the benefits of the law of attraction. You'll then have the confidence and know how to complete your manifestation so you can enjoy the fullness of the realization triangle. In fact, even science proves that learning via modeling has an 81% greater chance of success. It's called the cone of experience. This is a model that incorporates several theories related to instructional design and learning process. During the 1960s, Edgar Dale theorized that learners retain more information by what they do as opposed to what is heard, read, or observed. His research led to the development of the cone of experience. Simply put, when what you learn is not just you reading a book, but witnessing it being demonstrated, the chances of you internalizing these principles go up exponentially, from 10% to an astonishing 81%. Imagine that, an 81% increase in your chances of realizing your manifestation. How cool is that? A few years ago, I started teaching this methodology to a bunch of different people stuck in different ways. Slowly but surely, I picked up an eager following. And guess what happened when I applied manifestation modeling to my students? That's right, jaw-dropping miracles happened on command. Want to hear some amazing stories? One student applied for a grant over a year ago. She didn't hear back for the better part of the year. She nearly gave up. However, when she took up the manifestation modeling, after just 2 weeks, she received notice she was approved for $9,000. Another student, Tom, used the process I teach to pay off his wife's car as a Valentine's Day gift. He ended up making an additional $7,800 and paying off her loan in just 60 days. And it's not just money people manifest. Another student couldn't get a credit card application approved because he fell way below the income bracket. After using just one of my manifestation modeling techniques for a couple of weeks, he was approved by Chase Bank for a card. And this story from Charlie was crazy. This is what he says. I can tell you about, on a personal level, I went through the course and I was like, well, let me play with this for a minute. I want to make $10,000. I want to find $10,000 from new income that I haven't gotten anywhere else. And then at the same time, I said, I got to cut my bills. I got to cut expenses. So I'm going to go through my bills and I go into this other account that I don't know about, that I don't go into often. And I realized, wait a minute, what the heck's wrong with this? What happened with this account? So I started going back on all my statements. I'd already figured that money left the account, but somehow, somewhere, there was a glitch in the computer and I had reconciled the account incorrectly. I had exactly to the penny $10,000 more in the account than I first thought I had. Isn't that astounding? Imagine what an extra $10,000 can do for your life. Picture the debts you could settle, the items you could buy, the lifestyle upgrades you can enjoy. The universe knows exactly what you need, and here's something even more potent. With manifestation modeling, you can be an amazing manifester no matter where you're at and how negative you feel. That's where I come in. Let me introduce and invite you to When My Mind Went Blank, the ultimate manifestation modeling course to create the life of your dreams. In 7 power-packed video modules, I'll show you my entire manifesting process.
When My Mind Went Blank with Leigh Daniel has just been an amazing experience for me. She has really helped me to see how I can change my relationship with money and open myself up to possibility and seeing it in a different way. And I was actually able to manifest over $10,000 just working with her and understanding that money just doesn't have to be something that's packaged in a job with benefits, and that it can come in a multitude of ways. So get ready to expand your mind and open up to pure potentiality.
So When My Mind Went Blank has been so phenomenal to me because it's just changed my focus, has changed my mindset, and I'm actually seeing tangible results from it. I'm seeing it come from ways I never even expected to happen. So the main part of it is I'm actually embodying it within myself. Like I feel like I'm already there. It's just amazing. Thank you, Leigh.
Hi, When My Mind Went Blank for me was such a unique experience with things I didn't think about as an entrepreneur about. I was in the business world, money just kind of came in, and then I moved into this heart center world. I forgot about the business side and I just focused on the service side, and you do need both, of course, to be successful. With Leigh's helped me bring back in and connect with my alignment, and I've already been working on some bigger projects than I would even allow to come into my initial values before this. So it's all coming to fruition, and I thank you, Leigh.
When My Mind Went Blank with Leigh Daniels has been a great platform for me to really assess what's important in life, how I want to be of service. It's been a great support supportive of like-minded people who have the same intentions of being of service and not being afraid to create abundance, financial abundance, as well as many other abundances that are out there in the world. So I'm really excited to continue on this journey.
Here's a sneak peek of what you'll get. Module 1, setting the stage, introduction to the abundance principles. Did you know that what you focus on expands? How to keep your eye locked on what's good and less on what's bad. How to generate money-making ideas at will. You'll draw in opportunities as easily as honey attracts bee. One simple affirmation to effortlessly clear your negative beliefs on money and fling open the doors to untold favor, and much more. Module 2, clarity leads to power. What's your magic prosperity number? How to create above and beyond expectations. Don't be surprised by pleasant surprises. Gratitude inventory, a simple step-by-step exercise to create an immense sense of thankfulness, even if things aren't going your way. You have a magic prosperity number that can motivate you to break down the walls. Too little and you feel shortchanged. Too much and it rings false. The Goldilocks secret to getting that right. And much more. Unshakable. Why you do what you do. How to build a mental fortress to stay standing when life storms, tsunamis, earthquakes, twisters, and hurricanes hit. Yes, there's gold in your very own backyard. Simple exercises to reveal hidden skills and talents you never knew you had. Plus, how you leverage them to propel you towards your purpose. Revealed in this 5-second technique, and much more. Module 4, clarity is power. How to be intentional. Miracle tracking. A powerful step-by-step process to reveal where you are and determine where you're going. Avoiding the lottery winner's curse. How to sidestep the stress of managing windfalls you have not experienced before and exercising financial stewardship you didn't need before. Everything is a brick, a strategy to build your cathedral of legacy for you, your retirement, and your next generation, and much more. Module 5, in your mind's eye. Visualization strategies made easy. Once you've perfectly aligned with the realization triangle, you'll start becoming immersed in a vision of your life, filled with immense possibility, colored by every spectrum of love, peace, and joy. And here's how. How to create affirmations that are true to you, align with your values, targeted to your situation, creating outcomes that unleash your heart's desires. This was the specific kind of mental pictures that lead to realized realities. Module 6. Troubleshooting the transformational. Why aren't you reaching those goals? Warning, 5 hidden pitfalls that sabotage your manifestation efforts. Going deeper. A simple exercise to dig up negative thoughts and attitudes about money deeply buried in your subconscious. Plus, how to transform them into a springboard for money magnet mindset. Module 7, driven by destiny. The decision starts with you. In this module, you'll receive the culmination of everything you learned. You'll be filled with an indomitable confidence. And as you start to internalize the manifestation modeling strategies, you'll develop a Midas touch. Indeed, everything you touch will turn to gold. No doubt, the more you hear this, the more excited you're getting. In fact, there's more, because I'm also sharing with you 3 invaluable bonuses. Bonus 1, the Big Dream Dossier, the ultimate handbook on fulfilling the closely held desires of your heart, no matter how crazy or outlandish. The bigger you dream, the bigger your reality. Do you feel deep in your heart you're meant to play bigger? Do you feel a calling to an exciting life of purpose and adventure? Unfortunately, real life gets in the way. Disappointment here, mistake there, a barrage of unkind words, and those precious dreams end up shattered like roses trampled on the ground. Now, what if I told you there's a way to restore it, to nurse it back to health? Imagine smiling as each of your dreams start blooming like a field of sunflowers, every one of them coming to pass, without a hint of the brokenness that preceded it. And that's my gift to you, the hope of a far better future channeled in a special free video course I present to you, the Big Dream Dossier. I understand if your parents squashed your dreams. Setbacks may have quenched your fire. Failure may have obscured your vision. The Big Dream Dossier is just the key to resurrection, the elixir of enveloping your soul with wanton passion, a zest for life that won't go away. It's a series of potent exercises that activate that dormant part of the brain, the part that wants to touch the sky and blaze new trails. Come experience the breathtaking rush of fulfillment. And wait, there's more. Bonus 2, spectacular side hustles. 3 simple steps to manifest multiple streams of income. You're meant to live in abundance. It's embedded in your DNA. It is your inevitable destiny. Wherever there's a cat, you need to be able to contain all the blessings. Confused? There's an intriguing Hebrew story that perfectly illustrates my point. Once in the days just before the Babylonian rule, in 1892, there's a prophet called Elijah. He did many miracles, but the one you're about to discover is the most notable one. One day he came across a poor widow. In order to bring her out of poverty, he promised her that if she would bring containers, heaven would pour out olive oil into them, as long as they kept coming. In those days, olive oil was very precious. You could sell it and make a mint. It's literally liquid gold. So the widow supplied jugs, buckets, even vases. All of these containers filled to the brim with the aromatic luxury elixir. Alas, when she ran out of all of them, with the smallest cups to the biggest cisterns all filled up, the flow of oil stopped. You know what that means for you, right? There's a waterfall of abundance from heaven. It is unlimited. However, the only way to enjoy it is to fill up your containers and catch the flow. The more canisters you have, the more blessings you can contain. In other words, you are the sole determinant of how much of that manna you can consume. Side hustles or part-time businesses are those buckets. The more of those you have, the more your wealth can be multiplied. Stop leaking wealth once and for all. In this exclusive video program, you get clever ideas on unleashing these pockets of income without using much time or resources, even if you already have a ton of commitment. Wait, there's more. Bonus 3, crush the complaints. How to keep your vibrations high when life threatens to get you down. There's this reliable saying, life happens. This means even if you're operating at a high vibration, there will be things that try to pull you down. After all, the law of attraction will encounter the law of gravity ever so often. So don't be surprised. An unfair boss, an unpaid tax, an errant flu traveling around. Life is packed with surprises, often pleasant, sometimes not. So in this special video program titled Crushing the Complaints, I'll teach you how to handle all of these in stride. You learn how to create an invincible mind, untouched by anxiety, worry, or other Debbie Downer moments. After all, manifestation doesn't promise a storm-free life. But at the end of the program, you'll definitely be storm-proof. Doesn't this sound incredible? So here's the deal. Let me explain why this mentoring for me won't cost as much as it probably should. You see, back in 2013, I set a goal. I dedicated myself to helping at least 100 men and women become money magnets and live their best life. Since then, I've helped thousands of people around the world go through this powerful manifestation modeling process and enjoy unbelievable miracles. And you can be one of them. The bottom line, I decided I absolutely needed to let as many folks possible as join in this cause. I call it the Magnetize Life movement. The good news means at a much lower price for you because I don't want finances to stop anyone. So let's add you to the cause. Starting right now, today you won't pay the real retail value of When My Mind Went Bank and the free gifts, not even close. In fact, you're getting it at a fraction of the price of the regular enrollment fee. Because I'm so convinced it'll work for you and I offer you something unprecedented. And I call it the Bank On It Guarantee, the ultimate ironclad agreement that if you don't manifest exponential wealth, provided you take massive action, we don't deserve to take your money. No tricks, loopholes, or funny business. Here's how it works. Get your copy of When My Mind Went Bank today. Go through all 7 videos, devour every word, religiously follow the exercises, and take massive action. More importantly, start seeing amazing and bountiful things manifest in your life. Begin to see your innermost dreams fulfilled one by glorious one. Soar and be free. Draw a line in the sand because now you're attracting the best the universe has to offer. In fact, you're almost a hoover for blessings. You'll be dazzled by the results. However, if you don't do a double take because you can't believe your eyes at what you're manifesting, or if you for any reason aren't 100% satisfied, simply give us a call and we'll rush you a refund. No questions asked. You have up to 60 days. If your life hasn't changed, we don't want your money. Fair enough? Now, before we start, here's one final piece of encouragement. A little something for those bad days that make you cry, if only. If you end up looking back, regretting bad choices, beating yourself up because you should have seen it coming, I gently urge you, please stop. Because here's the best news of all. This is where When My Mind Went Bank comes in. It helps you overcome what's even embedded in your genes. In other words, When My Mind Went Bank redeems your past, while giving you a breathtaking future to look forward to. Look at this video below right now. Click on the button that says Add to Cart to claim your discounted price now. Remember, it's not just a great bargain you're getting today. You'll join the biggest manifestation movement in history. You'll be a part of an ever-growing soul family of Magnetize Life practitioners. All you need to do is click on the button, then fill in the details. Let When My Mind Went Bank make life worth living now. This is one of those watershed moments in your life. 3 paths lie before you. 1, you can bury your head in the sand. Let me level with you. You know deep down that job you hate won't magically transform into the gig of your dreams, that marriage is not going to fix itself, your money issues won't go away. So if you're intent on making a change, why not plunge in now? With the bank on it guarantee, what do you have to lose? Alternatively, you can try to figure it out on your own. Really, just Google manifestation and you'll see a flood of information. In fact, you could literally drown in the conflicting advice. And remember what I said about dwelling just in thought and feeling realm? You'll be like the NASA rocket ship stuck in the dock. You need to embrace manifestation modeling to get to the next place. On the flip side, why not say goodbye to a sad life of lack? Get When My Mind Went Bank today. This is where you can finally take control of your life. Look, you've already experienced what trouble looks like. Turmoil, storms of life, calls from creditors. You've been there. You somewhat survived. But it's time for something new. Once you execute the potent exercises in When My Mind Went Bank, you'll finally put your greatest wishes into your new gravitational field. Now's the time to say yes. Yes to the amazing gifts just waiting for you to bring into your reality. Just by clicking play. Get started right now. All you desire is out there. The universe with its boundless delights is in your grasp, but it can't come into your life until you take that first step to say yes to a brand new you. That's why there's absolutely no risk in just saying maybe by pressing the Add to Cart button. And trust me, I've looked around and nobody in the business offers a peace of mind guarantee like